hey, everybody. This is Dr. Crystal Richardson. We're going to allow people just a little bit of time to log back in. We've been going 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, and we build up people each time, and then they have to log back in. But this allows us to have these small segments that it's easier for us to do some additional editing if we want to on these recordings. And so we will be right back after this commercial. We already have a full set of ladies behind the scenes. So we'll be right back. Well, hey, everyone. I'm glad to have you with us. This is International Women's Day, and we have been on all day here in PST since 5 a.m. and targeted to go till about 7. I've added on like 1 or 2 more people. There was a fashion designer I met from Denmark yesterday that's here for the Oscars as well, and she's a beautiful young lady. So I said, you should join us for International Women's Day to help us be even more international. So she said yes, so we'll see if we are able to get her on this evening. So without further ado, I want to bring on my first guest from the group of ladies that are here. I want to bring on Miss Robbie, and then I'll bring on Miss Lori and Larnie, and then Minister Tanisha. So Miss Robbie, I hope you are ready back there, looking all kind of like cultural today for International Women's Day. Let me bring her up. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you, Lady Crystal?
I am doing well. I'm doing well. So you have on little culture today.
Yes, I'm feeling, my roots, my internationalities, my global and unison with my global sisters. Absolutely.
Excellent, excellent. Well, very beautiful and radiant as usual. So anyone that does not know her, like her and her husband, they dress to a T. Okay, they're always matching and they dress to a T. So I'm just letting you all know that we have fashionista in the house as well. Okay, just so you all know. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right, I'm Robbie Spencer Matthews, and I am a financial transformation strategist. And because what I do is not just a matter of just showing you how to get out of debt or what you should invest in. It's much more deeper than that. We have to go into our DNA, so to speak, to figure out why we have the financial habits that we have. So I take the time to help you figure out why you do the things related to your money that you do. What's your relationship with money? How do you feel about it? What do you think about it? And then once we can understand those what's driving you, then we can understand what your goals are and then fill in the gaps. And that's where the strategy comes in. How do you go from where you are today to where you want to go tomorrow and do it in a informed, deliberate, intentional direction? So that's in a nutshell what I do. I help you keep, grow, and protect your money. That's my passion, and that's what I love.
Grow and protect.
Absolutely.
Grow
and protect.
Yeah. Those are all very, very important pivotal areas related to money. Yeah. to
Absolutely,
keep.
absolutely.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing this?
Well, actually, it's kind of funny because I started out as a technology manager, actually a computer programmer, working on
Oh, really?
financial. Yes, and some years ago,
Mm-hmm.
working on financial systems for the Northern Trust Company.
Mm-hmm.
And as part of that job, I had to learn accounting and financial principles. And it's funny because I got a GED from high school and a certificate in programming. So I didn't have any, you talking zero financial knowledge. So
Mm.
I had to learn this knowledge on the job. But the knowledge was focused on helping to account for the corporation, helping to account for wealthy individuals, and how do they keep their money, so I learned those principles. So I took those principles and applied it to my everyday situation, how I managed my finances. To As being a teenage mom, I knew how to spend money very well. I still do, matter of fact. But I had to learn but I had to learn how to manage it to take care of a family, being a single, starting out a single teenage mom. And then I met my wonderful husband, and then together we put together a plan, because the house divided when it comes to finances is a house that will not survive. So we
Mhm.
worked together on our finances and our plan in order to help our own household. And then we decided, uh, back in actually 2008, when we wrote our first book called Financially Speaking, it was a story of what we did and how we got our financial house in order. And
Mhm.
it was such a big hit with friends and family, because we weren't book marketers. We were just trying to help our community. And
Right.
so that
What year was
over
that?
time, pardon me,
What year was that book?
2008, 2008 was the first book. But we weren't authors, book marketers, or anything. So we were doing our normal 9 to 5 jobs. And then in 2012, Michael retired, and decided to enhance the book. And we decided at that point to do more teaching, and start doing some workshops, so that we can actually share the knowledge more than just having people just read the book. And then I retired, went into what I call inspirement, because I don't call it retirement, inspirement, in 2014. And we started focusing all of our efforts on spreading our financial education and empowerment message on a global basis.
Mhm. Awesome. And so, how many books did you say you've written on finance? Is
Well,
it all on finance?
Well, the no, actually, because like I said, the following steps to get out of debt or whatever, it's that's simple. It's your mindset. So we focus on your internal, your mindset, your transformation process. So our first book, of course, was Financially Speaking, and it had a lot of mindset, as well as steps that you can follow to get out of debt, how to figure out your cash flow, your net worth, and all those things. Then the second book that Michael wrote was called Finding Your Moment of Clarity, because it's important, like I said before, that you understand what it is, that where you're trying to go. What is it that you want in life? What things do you need to account for in your present, your short term, your medium term, and your long term? What do you want? So Finding Your Moment of Clarity, he did that as a collaborative book with 10 individuals from around the world in that book. And then he also did another collaborative book with business owners called Harness Your Power. Harness Your Power, because it's all about your power, your inner self, and understanding what's that's all about. And
Mhm.
then the his next book actually is a book on more inspiration. So his focus is more on writing inspirational, motivational books and helping others do that. My focus is on focusing and narrowing in on how do you take that inspiration, how do you take that empower yourself through education and actions to improve your financial situation so you can live the life that you desire and deserve. But it starts with the mindset on why do you think, feel, and act the way you do with your money. Going down into truly what we call transforming your financial DNA.
Mhm.
It's you have to go through that process, and that's what I take you through and help you understand through education, through my TV show that I have on JD3 TV as well, called Living Wealthy with Robbie. And in order to facilitate that, we created these 7 principles, the 7 principles to guide you on your journey to abundance. Each of the letters and the word wealthy represent one of the principles. So you have wealth, W for wealth mindset, E entrepreneurship, A is asset management, L is leave a legacy, T is tithing and philanthropy, H is healthy living, and Y is you, because you are the one that's in control. So each of those principles, once you embody that, then you start living your life in a more financially focused way.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. So I have a few things that I do that are slightly similar with what I do as a wealth innovation and sustainability strategist, because it does start with the mind. And there's several universities that are implementing my curriculum across various areas of Canada and the UK related to innovation. And so all of that starts with the mind as well. So really, really appreciate what you're doing. And thank you for being on the show today. If you needed to just kind of maybe give an admonishment to women as your final word, I'm going to give you, I haven't asked anybody for an admonishment yet today. So you're the first, Robert. So if you had to admonish related to finances, what would that be?
Stop spending on things that are not bringing you any value. You know, the part of the keep is you keep it so that you can grow it. And once you grow it, then you can spend it on those things that bring you unnecessary value. Like, hey, I mean, a new pair of shoes. How many shoes do you have in your closet? Do you really need another new pair of shoes? Couldn't you take that shoe money and invest it and make more money to buy more shoes? So stop spending money on things that don't bring you value.
Okay, so with that, we just got to take you off of the show. You talking about how many shoes the number of pairs of shoes I have is in no one's business. So we just
trust me, I have my fair share. Like I said, I know how to spend money well, but I spend it right.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's defense or what, but a lot of my shoes actually come from resale. And then a number of them, like these guys, they come from Amazon. But yeah, I have. You
don't have to spend $200 to look good on a pair of shoes. Okay, trust me.
I get so many compliments. There's people shaking their head in the backstage. Yeah, I get so many compliments on how I dress. You know, so yeah, you don't have to spend a fortune.
You have to learn how to shop responsibly and shop with intention, and making sure you shop within your means. And I don't like to use the word budget, because I don't believe in budgeting. I believe in spending correctly and spending with a plan and spending intentionally. So that's I don't use the word budget in my training.
Okay, well, that's really good. That's really good. Spending intentionally. Oh, that's on my shirt too. Not the spending intentionally, but the 2024 I've coined as the year of fit. So focused, intentional, and tenacious. And so and intention is huge for some people. Just kind of just go through life, and as opposed to having intention. So yeah, I really agree with that as well. Thank you, Miss Robbie, for being on today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you inviting me to participate in this event with so many fabulous and talented and successful women around the world. And I'm truly honored, and I thank you for the invitation.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, hey, everyone, and welcome back again. My name is Dr. Crystal Richardson, and we are on International Women's Day with so many amazing speakers. I had just now the Robbie on with us, Robbie Matthews, and now we're going to bring up a trio of ladies. This is going to be a really great conversation. I can't wait to ask them the trick question. I have a question for everybody at the end, and so I got to figure out which one I'm going to ask these ladies. And so thank you all for being on today. We are now going to bring up, drum roll, please, Miss Lori, and then Miss Larnie, and then Miss Tanisha. Hey, everybody.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going great, going great. How are you?
Great. Happy International Women's Day, ladies.
Yeah.
Happy International Women's Day.
Awesome. Larnie, I don't think I can hear you. Say something. It's just some lips moving. It's really cute, but Lotus had to log off and log back on. There was something going on with her microphone settings.
Hello.
Hey.
Yes.
Good to see all you lovely, lovely ladies. And so I'm going to put this on feature mode so that I can feature someone. Oh, you were featured first. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. Happy International Women's Day, which also happens to be my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I am Minister Tanisa Miller. I'm currently in Phoenix, born and raised in North Carolina. I'm not sure what all to cover.
And anything about what you do and what you do and what you do, and favorite color, favorite food, shoe size, blood type. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, well, I wear many hats, but my business hat, I am a global operations support trainer. I am skilled in training individuals in the support line of business. I'm also a minister, as you can see, but I also help with the ministry, administrative work. I also do media, flyers, many things. I also support marketing for my father's family business. We have a food truck, so I also do that. Cook in the kitchen sometimes, now and then. Let's see, favorite color is purple.
I was just thinking about all that. Social security number, bank account number, since she's giving out extra information. Pens and paper, everyone. This is International Giveaway Day.
Thank you, Crystal.
It's purple. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Awesome, awesome. Let's see who's going to be over here next. That would be Larnie. Hey.
Hello, everyone. I am Larnie Mulvey, the power lady out of the Chicagoland area where it's a little bit chilly right now, but I am the speaker of strength. I love talking strength and everything because I believe strength is universal and it is within us, and it's up to us to bring it out and share it with others.
And you and Tanisha, okay, I hope Lori does better because you all just like put on the brakes. Like you have some more things to say, right?
Well, I mean, I'm a power lifter. I was a power lifter, but now I'm a strongman athlete. I also just started doing sideline commentary for local sports here in the Chicagoland area. I believe that everyone's story matters. And so when I'm talking with people, I like to interview them and make sure that they feel comfortable sharing their story, because I believe that every story matters, especially every woman's story. I think every woman's story matters, especially in this new age. We are so taught to stay quiet. And even for myself, I grew up being told to not say anything and be small and be quiet. But now, as a strongman athlete, I want to get as big as possible. And when I walk through the doorway, I want to go sideways. So when I go through that doorway.
Yeah. And do you still have a record?
I do. I have a deadlift record for my age group, which I set a few years ago at 45. And I have a deadlift record of 402 pounds here in Illinois.
You got to get the 2. I always beat up
402.
yeah, beat up people. I hunt them down and beat them up when they say 400 when they introduce her. I'm like, lies. I stand up like they did Obama. Lies. It's 402. It's not 400.
402, but that's really not my all-time best is 470. So
470. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So now
that's not a record, but that's
oh, she froze.
my personal record.
Your personal record. Okay. Okay. Well, that's good too. But that's like a round number. 470. It's not like 472. So okay, good. Well, welcome to our show. And I apologize, you all. Lori, I'm not going to pounce on you like I did her. Okay. So whatever your introduction is, it is. But I'm like, you got to say some more stuff because you do like so much. Okay. And now, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Lori.
Hello, Crystal. First of all, thank you so much for the invitation to be a part of this. I'm very excited. So my name is Lori Paul. I'm from the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area. And the first thing I want everybody to know about me is that I am a child of God and a woman of faith. And that is so important to me. It's my guiding principle. The second thing is that I'm a mom of a 22-year-old son. And I just am grateful to have the ability to be a mother. It's been the greatest gift. And the last thing, there's many things I could talk for a while, but when I'm not working my full-time job, when I'm off for the evenings and weekends, I'm a life transition coach. And what that means is I'm working with those individuals that have experienced unexpected, and they could be expected, transitions in life that are leaving them debilitated, paralyzed with fear. They can't move forward. It can be things such as retirement, a loss of a job, a divorce. In my case, I went through this 4 years ago. My son will be graduating in May, but your child going off to college, into the military, leaving the house and beginning their chapter of their life, and then you lose your identity. Athletes in school, not moving on into their prospective sport. So I work closely with them to help them identify that this isn't the end, that this is a new step in your life. And while it is painful, you can't cling to that anymore because it's not what your life is. And sometimes we can't cling to the past. We can look to the past and learn from our mistakes or see how far we have gone. But I found, especially as a parent, when you try to cling to your children and keep them small and needy, that you're harming them in the end. So you have to learn how to parent differently and live differently. So with that being said, all the things I put on the back burner, I'm working towards right now. I'm looking at getting my PhD, finishing writing a book, and I'm about to finish up my art therapy practitioner certificate. So those are good things, for me, but it did not come without any pain and without a lot of tears. So that's why I love to be able to help people through those hard transitions.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. Well, I think this is a really great group of women here. I really admire each and every one of you in different ways. And Larnie has been very instrumental in doing some things. And she's the one that did the video that said that she was going to be reaching out to various people inside of WOIII. Some of you all may be like newer to that and maybe have not seen that, but she's done a lot of different things for me behind the scenes before. So I really, excuse me, and in front of the scenes, because she's an announcer, MC person that helps me from time to time with events, and she has her own events. So not just behind the scenes. So yeah, that's great. And then Tanisa has been commissioned. She can't get out of it. She has one of the main songs that has to be sung for my birthday. So I've been planning for like a year for September. So she does this one amazing song, but I digress. Okay, so ladies, let's talk about one of the topics that I had, and I gave out some surveys, and I want to just kind of hit refresh. And talk to you all. I'm not sure if you actually did the survey or not, but we'll just talk about some of the results. So this survey is called New Mind, New Me. And we had some people take surveys, so I'm really excited. This first question says, do you feel like you want things to be different in your life? Do you feel like you want things to be different in your life? So you don't necessarily need to give an answer for yourself. You can say, well, my friend, when I was talking to her, she said, you know, XYZ. If you don't want to answer on the screen, I don't want to put you on the spot. But we had 15% said yes, they 100% different. Like they just want to just scrap everything that's going on right now and have everything different in their life. And then there's about 40% that said they would like to change about 50% of what they do right now. And then about 30% said, I'm doing pretty well and would like to see about a 25% change, you know, just like a little change. And then about 15% said, I feel I am pretty much on the right path. So this says to me, that very last one, that there's only like about 15% of the people that took this feel like they're on the right path. So what's your comments? You don't have to give your own personal numbers if you don't want, but what's your thoughts on that? To have that be, to me, that seems like a low number of people that feel that they're basically on the right path. Who wants to talk about that?
I mean, I can chime in. I believe that there's always going to be a fork in the road. Mm-hmm. And once you choose which path, you may not even know it's going to happen. Like in 2020, when I lost my job due to COVID and I needed to make a shift. I knew before I lost my job that I was ready to change. I was ready to go into a different direction. I didn't know how, but I was also afraid to. So when in 2020, when I had that time to reassess myself and decide that there was other things I wanted to do, and then I was at the hair salon. I was like speaking out loud, and I was talking about how women should be applying for jobs, even though they don't believe that they are capable of doing that position. They should just apply, because I had read a statistic about men will apply for jobs that they know that they are not capable of doing, but they'll do it anyway. But us, for women, we analyze, we look at it, oh no, I don't have this. Why not be brave enough to apply for these jobs? And so when I was talking about that, and somebody said to me, like, you need to tell people that they're strong enough. And I think that's where that strength in me started to bubble up, and talking with people really changed my direction on where I want to be. So yes, I have a 9-to-5 that I do, but I also do the connecting on the outside of my job. And I think that's where that change happened for me, or that difference in my life began, because I knew I wanted that change. And I knew that I was living like this, and I wanted to live like this. I wanted to reach. So I really believe that we have to find it within us to see differences, because we end up being in the middle, or we end up being mediocre. And for me personally, I don't want to be mediocre. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I challenge myself physically. That's why I connect with people who I don't know. That's why, and it's because that's the growth. I need to grow. If I'm not changing, if I'm not wanting something different, I feel like I'm not growing. Mm-hmm. So I need to push myself in that sense. And I think with that statistic, I may fall in that 50, there's parts that I want to change, but then there are other parts I'm very happy with. So it really depends on what part of my life I want to change or be different in.
Mhm. Yeah, and people are giving a few comments there in the chats, and so yeah, and being just like a perpetual learner, like Larnie, like really just likes to learn and absorb information, and then there's the doing part of it too. But I think that that's great. Yeah, you said you were like this, but you want to be like this, and so it's first we have to have a vision and we have to have a desire, and so kudos to you on that. Anybody else want to answer related to that question?
Yeah, I think change for all of us is frightening. So whether we know we need to do it or not, it's easy to say, I'm good. I don't want anything to change, because even though I might want it to, I don't, because then I have to put in the work and I have to face my fears and I have to make those changes. Now, I answered that survey, and I'm going to tell you, I did the 50% because as I'm growing, I'm approaching, the age of 60 here in a couple of years, and life just changes with that. Things that happen. Woo! 60, I'm joining Club 60 in a couple of years, but Crystal, you're great. But there's things I don't want to change, but I'm going to be forced to change. So I find myself saying, okay, I'm not going to let you change me. I'm going to be part of the change and embrace it. So it's going to be uncomfortable, like those pair of pants that might be a little bit snug, but maybe I need to go up a half size or whatever and be more comfortable with it. But I can't stay the same because I am growing in different directions. My role is different, with my son, with my mom and my family. And, staying this way, I'm going to be left behind and I'm going to be overwhelmed. So I think for me, and I can't speak for everybody else, I feel change in general is something we're afraid to embrace because we don't know what's on the other side. It's just easier to stay in this space and know that, well, this is going to not turn out so good, but I know that, and I know when that's not going to happen, and I'm ready for it. But if I go through the motions of changing, I don't know what's on the other side, and that may be harder. Harder doesn't always mean it's not a good thing. So for me, I feel change is something that we should always be looking towards, because if we don't, I would be still on my typewriter and using my whiteout. So, I that's just, how I feel about it.
There's nothing like a fresh bottle of whiteout, okay? If you have not experienced, ladies and gentlemen, you have not experienced life. Now, once it gets clumpy, that's another story. But a fresh bottle, that's like heaven on earth,
You
okay?
need the tape, the little one with the white tape that goes across.
No, not the tape. Oh, no, I like those little tape dispenser things where you like
Yes.
do like that, and yeah.
That's what I use.
I love them. But in my field, we're not supposed to use any of that. Quality regulatory, the record is what it is. So you're not supposed to do whiteout. That's documentation adulteration. So we can't go there. But I digress again. But yeah, that was good. That was a really good overview of that. So Tanisha, what's your thoughts on that?
I think change is a good thing. And I think based off the survey, it depends on what stage of life that you're in. Because if I'm a little older, hey, I may be settled in. I don't want to change anything. Everything is fine, right? I'm gracefully getting older. And so there's some things that I want in life that I need to change, that I want to change. And to initiate that change, as Lori said, it takes a little bit of work, right? Change doesn't happen overnight, but gradually change can occur. And it's funny because Lori took some of the words out of my mouth or thoughts out of my head, because I was thinking about, what happened to Sears? What happened to J.C. Penney? They're not as known as the other stores or Kmart or the stores that didn't go to the online platforms and made it available to the younger generations. They didn't embrace the change. They wanted to stay the way that they were because what was working worked until it didn't work. And so I think that as we go through life, we should embrace change. Yes, it's not easy. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but if I were a seed, I don't feel it would be comfortable for a plant to come out of me, but I'm growing. And that leaf, that plant, it begins to blossom and to grow. I don't know if plants have feelings, but to think that as things are sprouting out of them, it can't be comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
To grow, you have to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, the light of the plant is open, like it splits open and the piece comes out. Like that doesn't sound nice.
Right. It's altering what they were into something new.
Mm-hmm,
So I would say embrace change. Change is a good thing. We need to embrace change because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting something different. So if I want something different, that means I have to do something different. And so I
right.
embrace change even when I don't want to.
Mhm.
I know that it's helping me. And if it's helping me, then hopefully it's helping someone else.
Yep, definitely, definitely. So I want to go to question number 2. Do you feel like you could have a greater positive impact in the world? Do you feel like you could have a greater positive impact? And so answer number 2 was yes, yes, yes. I am executing my plan very well. So there's about 70% of the people feel that they can have a greater impact, and they feel that they're on the right track. So that one is more positive. I think, some better outlooks there for that one. But we had about definitely and need help figuring out how to do that. So that's about 23% need help in figuring out how to have a better positive impact. And then the last one is, I think I could do more. I think I could do more. So, and I don't feel that I know enough to have a greater impact. So those ones were 0. So, and then not sure, that was 0 too. So far, that one I think had some pretty good results about having positive impact. So we'll just kind of skip that. Let's see. Do you feel like you live a life of focus? Ladies, do you all feel like you're focused?
Part of the time. If you have children and you have work and life and you're trying to balance everything, it's sometimes hard to focus on the need at the time of the need. I'm not going to lie. I sometimes get squirreled because I will begin a project and then I'm like, "Ooh, but I could do this." In the midst of creating one thing, I have another idea for something else. This just happened to me last night. I was working on 3 different flyers at one time because an idea popped out of my head while I was doing one. And I'm like, "Oh, that would be great if I did this over here." I need to focus more so that I can complete something or complete things rather than taking the creative out of each aspect and being squirreled. So, yes, I agree. I could focus more.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I can always focus. I can always focus more. I find myself, I don't know if I, no offense, but I don't know if there's such thing in my world as balance. I just want things to live in harmony together because I just can't. And it's funny because my birth horoscope or whatever you call it, I'm the scales. So, and the scale, I can never get it to be like this. And I think it depends on my situation. When I'm in work mode, I am so highly focused that I just, don't see anything else. And a lot of times, personal things go to the wayside, and trying to be better at that, because sometimes when you are ultra focused, you miss out on everything else that could potentially even be helping you with what you're focusing on. And I just find myself, when I'm trying to focus, get easily distracted too, because there's just so much to do and not enough time in the day. And you almost feel like, I'm from that Gumby generation. Do you remember that green thing that you would stretch? Like sometimes I just feel like every limb is being pulled by somebody, and I'm screaming and my eyes are popping out, and I'm trying to get it done. And you can't when you're not able to balance. And I don't want to use that word because that's not a word for me. When I can't figure out how to organize and place priorities appropriately. And that goes for me taking care of myself on a personal level. because I need to get other things done. I'm like, well, that can wait. I feel good right now. I don't need to take care of, you know, going to the dentist or something else. And I'm putting things that are really more important to me that I tell everybody else to do. Make that a priority. So I think when you're focusing too much on one thing, everything else is starting to wither around you, and you don't see it because you're not looking at it. You're just focusing and staring at that one thing, and people are leaving. You know, the lights are getting turned off because you forgot to pay a bill. You know what I mean? All those things that, you know, your plants are dying because you haven't watered them. So it's all about looking at your life and making, you know, a very nice little organized way of getting through your day, and not focusing on just one little thing that's really becoming the big thing in your life that you don't see anything else. And that's a work in progress, I think.
Yeah. Well, whatever you do, you have to keep the plants alive. We can't have dead plants.
You know, it's funny.
Have been in my family since, so they're older than me. So the plants are like about 70 years old. So, you know, when you talk about plants, the hair on the back of my neck stands up and I get a rash. I'm like, oh Lord, don't kill the plants. Don't kill the plants.
Kill the plants. I love that.
You have nice plants, Crystal. I like your plants.
She's talking about not watering the plants. She better go water those plants.
Yeah.
Yes. I did the other day. I saw that. I'm like, oh no, I forgot to water that plant. It's
Speaking of which, I'm here in I'm in California. I'm gonna have to call my mother-in-law and see if she watered her plants, because my daughter has a green thumb too, the youngest, and she gave her 2 plants. I do not want her to come back over to the house and the stuff all dead, because I'm not at home to check on them. So that would be bad. So what do you have?
It's funny because you're talking about focus, because that is my 2024 word. It's focus, because I have the mindset. I have like a bucket time mindset. So I have a small, medium, and large bucket, where the small tasks are those tasks like watering your plants or like, you know, quickly paying the bill. And the big ones are like those tasks that take like 30 minutes. And then anything over like 45 to an hour go in the big bucket. And like my mind goes into like this prioritization list where I'm like, okay, I need to do this. I need to water my plants or they're going to die. I got to feed my dog. I got to like that. And what I've noticed in the past, probably 6 months, my bucket list, you know, you have your to-do list at the start of the week and I noticed that I started streamlining my to-do list. So when I first started, when I was in 2020 and still looking for a job, but then I started like opening myself up to opportunities, I was saying yes to everything. Yes. But I've learned in the past 6 months that no, thank you. I don't have the time space for that. Those have become my go-to words, because I start to feel overwhelmed as well. I don't have any kids, but I have like other things that I like to keep myself occupied with. Like my training is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Those days are set because that is a high priority for me. And I work my life around the high priority things. And then the little bucket things happen to get done as well. So when it comes to focus for me, it's almost like I stopped multitasking and was picking and choosing what I wanted my energy to be spent on. Because if I know that there's a project that's going to give me anxiety, I put those away. I say no to those. I say no, thank you. But if there are projects that like excite me, like really exciting, I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to prioritize that. That's going to be something I say yes to. But when there is that, I feel like when my heart and stomach are conflicted, that's not a good thing. So I really listen to my body, and I really listen to what I say yes to and what I say no to. And I think that streamlined my mindset more to focus, because then I was doing things that were bringing me good energy. I was doing things that were joyous and that were giving me the giggles, like things like that. So I think that focus, we have to, well, at least for me, I have to really almost compartmentalize what is in my focus.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. You guys are doing good. So I think, there are a few more questions, but we can go over that with some of the other people too. And I want to have where we just kind of switch for the last part of your interview time to, what is it that you may have already kind of sort of answered, but, what is it that brings you joy about what it is that you do for the world? What brings you joy?
Ooh, I can say that like real quick.
Ooh, yeah, ooh.
Ooh. So
Ooh.
what brings me joy to bring to the world is when I connect with someone, and it could be a stranger in an elevator. My sister always says, "You talk to everybody." I'm like, I can't help it. I can't help but talk to everyone. And I love understanding, or not understanding, I love hearing people's stories, because everyone has one. Like, everyone has a story. Either they are ashamed to talk about it, or they whisper it. They're just like, well, like that. And I want to bring them their voice to talk about their story, because my story may relate to somebody, your story may relate to somebody, and everyone's story is helpful to others. And that really brings me a lot of joy to do that. I think that's why I love interviewing people. I love being behind the microphone. I love promoting someone. I love cheering people on. And I think that is, we need one person. Somebody believes in us. One person believes in us. It's either me, somebody else, whatever. But that one person who thinks that nobody believes in them, I believe in them. And I think that brings that supportive sense to people and lets them know that they matter. Whether it's a stranger or someone they know. I mean, I'm a stranger. I talked to somebody at Walmart while I was getting my tires changed. And she, it was a great conversation with someone to let them know that they're seen, to let them know that they have more life in them. She was 60 and she was like, I'm done for. I was like, no, you're not.
What?
You have way more life. And so, yes, that's why I talk about strength. I share strength in different ways. And that is how I do it for people. I support them and let them talk about their story.
Excellent. Excellent. So, Lori, and it needs to be a shorter answer.
Sorry.
Sorry.
For me, finding joy is when I work with individuals that are just absolutely, in a sense, despondent and feeling that there's no hope left, there's no joy left in their life, and helping them to take the steps. Those steps can be slow, and it doesn't mean that they won't be successful. But for me to watch them grow through the changes in their life and to see that those changes for them are not the end, they are maybe the end of a portion of their life, but they can move on. They can live a different life. They can utilize their God-given talents in other ways to be, giving back to the world, but ultimately to living a life that they feel happy with and passionate about. So that's what brings me joy.
Excellent. Excellent. We have such a giving, loving group of women. And now we have Tanisa.
For me, it's connecting the dots, healing, helping, any way that I can help change the world, one person at a time. we need to let people know that there's still genuine people, there's still caring people, there's still people that will motivate you, that will encourage you, that will help you and not expect anything back from it. And that's where I get joy, just to see people flourish in whatever it is that God has called them to do, or in a business sense, whatever they're doing, just to see them improve. Something we say at my job, 1% better every day. So if I can help you to achieve that 1%, that brings great satisfaction to me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, and for those of us, who have where, there's always people that we're helping and coaching and counseling, ministering, all, praying and all the things, right? It is where, your body gets worn down, your mind gets worn down. But as somebody put in the comments, you just need that one person that got helped, or, is better. And you're like, I would do it all over again. I'm exhausted, but I would do it all over again.
Yes.
And so I think that's how we all feel about that. And so I really appreciate you all being on today and sharing some of your amazingness with us. And I thought that was like a really great session, kind of going over some of the questions. So thank you, ladies.
Thank you, Crystal.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
oh, she did the heart, so we got to do the heart. Everybody,
Can't do it. My heart's a little messed up.
Oh, cute. God bless you guys.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice meeting.
My name is Dr. Deborah Smith, and I'm filming from my home in Colorado. I was invited by Sally Wurr, author of Power of Awakening, to the WOIII, Women in Innovation, Influence, and Impact. These are women trailblazers. The first conference was in Phoenix, and it changed my life's perspective on what is possible. Having spent nearly 50 years in healthcare, academia, and government, and in health services, and in 50 states and foreign countries, and I've had almost every title possible, I was inspired and I was encouraged by these women at the conference to write my story. Hence, 3 books are coming. Women Leaders, A Spark of Possibility. It's my story. Second book is other women's stories, and the third book is young girls aspiring to be leaders. As a member of the WOII, I see a way to contribute with a group of forward-thinking women entrepreneurs. I know my experience and knowledge will add value, and it'll make a difference for others who aspire to be professional women. If given the opportunity, I positively look forward to giving my best to this organization. A famous quote, "Leadership is not about a title or a destination. It's about impact, influence, and inspiration." Thank you.
Well, hey, everyone. I am Dr. Crystal Richardson, and I'm so thrilled and happy. I'm so happy to be with you for International Women's Day. I don't even know how many speakers we've had on today, but it's been since 5 a.m. here, and it is almost 2 p.m. here. We still have lots to go. And I kept adding on yesterday. I don't know what sense that really made, but I was really inspired by the fashion designer from Denmark. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're from Denmark. Okay, you have to be on because that makes us even more international. We had a lot of overseas guests on already. And so I'm just really, really thrilled for those who are from the United States as well. Okay, it's not just the overseas guests. So I'm really thrilled for everyone. And I just played Dr. Deborah's commercial, and then we have my friend, Miss Ann. And so I'm going to bring both of them on right now to say hello to everyone. Hi, ladies.
Hello, Crystal.
Hey, Crystal, how are you?
I am doing good. I'm still going strong, man. Still going strong.
What a marathon day. Amazing.
I do these from time to time. It's not an every week occurrence that I have, where I have to have my body in a seat for this long. But I really wanted to just honor all of the women who said they wanted to come on, and it was more than what we initially had planned. So that's why some people's ad that we did had a one time, it was only going to be in the morning, and then it kept going more and more and more and more. And now it's like, the whole day past, I think it's like 14 hours it's going to be.
Wow.
So,
wow. Just
I
wow.
have lots of energy.
it's the what do I eat? The peppers, the little peppers, where they're red and yellow and orange. Yeah. So I think I've had one of those today and a couple of nuts. That's just about all I've had today. So I didn't even get to make my lemon ginger water. That's what I drink every morning. That keeps me going. So let's have where we have you all. Somebody says, I don't know who you are. Somebody tell me who you are. That's amazing, Crystal. Oh my gosh. We'll see who it is. So Deborah, you've been with us since the beginning. Oh my gosh. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm so happy to be back. It's been over a year now. And so I met you, Crystal, in Phoenix. I was invited by Sally WOIII to attend this conference. And oh, what a life-changing experience it's been for me. So I'm an independent executive consultant, and I've been doing this for many years. I've worked all over the place, as you saw in my commercial. I don't feel like I need to be on after that commercial. But I have to share with you what I've accomplished since I've been there.
Right.
And, I said I'm going to do 3 books. So I've done 3 books, and I've done 3 more, and I've been a contributing author. And I've got one other one, Women Bible Leaders, that I'm working on. And so I'm just so thankful I had the pleasure to come and meet your team. They just inspired me.
Wow.
And there's no stopping. I'm going to keep going.
So is this you? Is this you? Let me get myself on the screen here. Based on everything that you said, are you just like writing books with both hands, like this hand and this hand, like all at the same time? That's like a lot of writing.
Well, 3 of them are out on
you, like, just going for it.
I don't do that all the time. No, I'm very specific in my contributions to being an author because I do public speaking. I do a lot of mentoring and coaching of women and physicians that want to become leaders and chief medical officers. And so I spend time with them. They're very important to me. And so I've been working with a colleague to write these 3 new books, Surefire Ways to Improve Business. And it's all the methodologies in one book. You won't find one anywhere like this one. It's a commercial kind of for me. But I had a colleague in California, and he wanted to write a book. I said, I want to write this one. Will you help me? And he said, sure. So we've been writing that. It's all ready. And then I've got 6 people, Crystal, that I'm coaching to write books. And they're writing their stories. And it's so exciting. I love how they feel, what they're accomplishing and doing. And then also I got to meet Forbes Riley.
Right.
And the master class from her and McKenna, and I learned all kinds of things from them. And the other thing, Crystal, that I did is I've learned a lot about book publishing.
I terminated my contract with my publisher last month because they didn't deliver. And so I could write a book on working with bad book publishers.
Write a book on working with bad book publishers. That's actually probably a book that needs to be written. And just the word termination coming out of your mouth. Wait, that, I mean, because you're just so sweet. Like you're like one of the sweetest people I know. And I terminated my book. It's like, oh, really? Like you're just doing some hardcore stuff with being so nice.
Yeah. It was a tough decision, but I had to do it because they weren't delivering. And I want excellence. And if you can't deliver excellence, then you shouldn't pay people for that.
Wow. That's true. That's true. And so, Anne, can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure. Yes. Well, first of all, Dr. Deborah Smith, it is so nice to meet you. I loved your commercial. It was fabulous. So I had the pleasure, my name's Ann Olson. I had the pleasure of meeting Crystal last year at a Digital Evolution Institute event. And I was immediately drawn to not only her absolutely amazing dress she had on, but her energy. It was just radiating out of her. And I just felt connected to talk to her. And so we've kept in touch and had conversations. And I just absolutely love the work that she's doing with the women's group. And I'm super excited to talk more about the boards and the retreats and engagement for everyone. But yeah, about me. So I started my career in marketing, worked for a company, was the first female vice president of sales for a company. I had the opportunity to start a company, sell it, exit through private equity, work as a CEO of a software company. And now I've started a new company. And the company that we have is called Return on Good. And we're an impact marketing company. So we work with founders and companies that have socially good elements of their company and really are related to sort of the UN's 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And so we build websites, we position for capital raises, we help build sales channels, and really do all of the marketing work that I've always loved.
Awesome. Awesome.
Nice to meet
That's
you.
amazing. What'd you say?
I said, it's a pleasure to meet you, Anne.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you as well. And
Yeah,
Crystal, I love those red glasses, make my day.
I've only got about 14,000 comments on my red glasses today. No, we haven't had 14,000 people on. But yeah, I love these glasses. I wear 1.5, so the other ones I have like a pack of 5, and I just make sure that I have red glasses wherever I go.
I love it. I love it.
And you have on my houndstooth, so that
Yes,
I love that. I have on red ones that go with my red shirt right now. I'm not going to put my leg up on the silver, but I have on red houndstooth right now.
I love it. I love the color. Love the energy.
Okay, so ladies, let's get into a little conversation here before we have some of the other women join in. And I want to just ask you all, I mean, you've given some really great introductions. And so I want to get into maybe there's two sides to every story for women. And sometimes we get into situations, this is International Women's Day, where like on the HR list, when they have the list of questions, like, how do you handle conflict or conflict resolution, or what do you do if X, Y, Z? So is this something where, I guess Deborah already said that she just fires the person, right? So she's already answered this question. But yep. I want to see, is there anything that we can give people, because we're all seasoned, is there anything we can give people to help them understand how to articulate if they have conflicts that need to be resolved?
Yeah. Well, I'll jump in just with a quick example. So I started my career in retail, and it was with a store that's like Nordstrom, who was very, very focused on customer service. And so they always talked about making a lasting impression. Listen, apologize, solve, and thank. So listen to the person, apologize if there's a problem, to help them to solve it in a productive way, and then thank them for bringing it up. And so that's something that stuck with me throughout my entire career. It's not necessarily conflict resolution, but I think it's a good orientation and way in which to deal with issues that come up.
So listen, What was the next?
Apologize.
Mm-hmm.
Solve.
Mm-hmm.
And thank.
Cool. And so you use that not just on that job, but you've used it over the years?
Over the years, in many, many situations. I think another way to deal with conflict resolution that one of my good friends, Peggy Antone, taught me about is that everything's a negotiation, right? So if someone's going to miss a timeline or miss a deadline, or if you have different parties involved that are frustrated, helping them to diffuse and take the emotion out of it and look at how do we get to a common objective or common goal without necessarily saying one person's right or the other person's wrong.
Right, right. Common goal strategy. I think that's great. We kind of talked a little bit about that this morning. So that's right in alignment with it. So Dr. Sharon Anderson was on. She's an attorney, and in her book and her movement is called Emotional Civility. And so we had a really good conversation this morning about that. Yeah, she was one. Did you meet her? No, she didn't come, Deborah, to that when she came to the other summit, because she was one of the board members. So what do you think about conflict resolution, Dr. Deborah?
Oh, well, I deal with it a lot in healthcare. When you're dealing with people's lives and death and critical situations, people can get very excited. And so the first thing I try to do is to recognize that they're upset. And I let them know, you're obviously upset. Let's talk about this. And so I try to de-escalate the emotion of how upset they are. And after de-escalating, I try to understand the facts, what really happened, and what could have been done that wasn't done. And I try to separate the people if all possible and hear both sides of the story, because there's always two sides to every story, before I bring them together to finally discuss what needs to be done. Because once you identify the facts and you understand where the mistakes have been made, and there are medical error mistakes that happen every day, and people don't intentionally do that, but I try to create that just culture that take away the fear of speaking up and let them know that they made a mistake. And we're not here to fire them. We're here to correct it and help them not to do it again. And then after that, I always ask permission. Can we share this so someone else doesn't make that mistake themselves? So that's how I do it. I hit it head on, understand, try to de-escalate, get the facts, and then spread and share so others don't do the same thing.
I love that. And then ask them if you could share it. Yeah, that's a good strategy. Have you ever had someone to say no, they don't want it shared?
I have had that, and I've had to convince them that it's anonymous. People won't know that it was you who made the mistake, or you said something or done something, and it won't be today or tomorrow. I'll do it at another time. But as the leader, I have the requirement to protect the people and my employees and my patients. So that's what I'm going to do, and I tell them that.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. So I really appreciate you all being on today, and I want to see, like, I've done various things for the ending for some of the women, but if this was your last breath and you only had one word that you could say, one word, no explanation, you just say the one word and that was your last breath in this world, what would that one word be that you want to leave with the world forever?
Well, mine would be Jesus.
Jesus. Awesome. And
yeah, mine would be. And I'll explain that a little bit. Be you, be bold, be inspirational, be the things that you never thought you could be inspirational to others, be loving, be kind. And so I feel like there's so much context around that word and what you can do with it if you intentionally choose to do that.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we can be if we put our mind around it. Well, we will be doing more things, ladies, and we'll be able to have you on for a longer time. But I think we had a really nice conversation and got to know you all a little bit. Is there anything else that you want to say or even ask today?
Well, I would just like to encourage you to continue what you're doing. You're making a difference, Crystal, and the world needs you. Women need you. So continue to help others be successful in their career paths. That's what you're doing. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
I want to extend just gratitude to you for the connections that you make. I think watching you work your magic and bring people of all communities together is absolutely inspirational. And I would agree with Dr. Smith. Keep doing this work. It's so important for our future.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. And Deborah will be talking more, Dr. Deborah, related to WOIII. And this is Ann's first engagement with us. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And you wore the right thing. You wore the right pattern. That was the right pattern. So I'm not going to hike my leg up to show you that I have that.
I love it. Excellent. Thank you for honoring all of the women today, inviting, encouraging them. And it was beautiful to watch the conversations unfold.
Were you able to watch? Were you guys able to watch anything? I know everybody has busy schedules, but just a little bit maybe.
Yep. Popped in.
I've been on all day. I've got notes all over the place of people I'm going to contact.
Oh, good. Based on your book publishing business, it sounds like.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you, ladies. Really, really appreciate it. And there are some comments related to you all over here. And so people did enjoy your conversation. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. It was great to see you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Greetings, everyone. This is Dr. Richardson and Dr. Riley, and we're here to talk about the 2024 Global Awards nomination process and the gala that will be on September 8th. Forbes Riley will be one of the amazing judges for this. And what sparked your interest in being a part of this Royal Gala?
Well, number one, it's going to culminate in your birthday, and I love celebrating you and your birthday. 2, I love going to Arizona. 3, I often talk about how awards are a piece of your entrepreneur asset kit, and that you must apply for awards, and there's always a fee to apply for awards. Make no mistake, it's not a free thing, which is always a little confusing to me. But when you find out that the Hollywood Walk of Fame, once those guys are nominated, they have to pay $35,000 or more now to pay for the star. So that's an important investment. But when it comes to your bio for press releases and when people read your accolades, they go, oh my God, winner of the Entrepreneur of the Year or Inspiration of the Year. This is one of those great awards ceremonies. Crystal does it up right. There are a lot of different categories to apply for. It even has a youth category. And for all my people who are currently studying speaker training and getting awards and upping their entrepreneurial game, this is a great icing on the cake. I don't know if you guys all realize, recently the President of the United States issued me a Lifetime Achievement Award. I very proudly hold that up as one of the many accolades and attributes to all the hard work that I did when nobody was watching. So I'm going to give you that link. I would love my friends and family to apply or to come to the event. I will be there. Crystal will be there. And there'll be hundreds of other amazing people that you should connect and network with.
There really will be. And there's a number of stages that you'll be able to speak on during the Emerge Media experience. And that is going to be the 5th and 6th of September. And there's other things going on the 7th. But that Royal Gala, having where you can stand on the stage in this Royal Palace area is going to be amazing. So that is really great footage that you can use in a lot of different things that you're doing and as well as the award. So can't wait to have you there. And thanks, Forbes, for being one of our judges.
You are most welcome. I love you, and I can't wait to see you guys on stage with me. So to everybody, check out the link and let's get going.
Awesome. Thanks. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Women of Impact and Innovation International Women's Day. We are still on. We have a number of amazing speakers still to come, and this has been a power-packed day. One of my husband and I, we have a dear friend who's also a part of what we are doing for WOIII, and she's getting everything ready to be able to come on with us. She's behind the scenes right now in the staging area. And I just want to say to you all, there's a lot of great nuggets these women have been laying down all day. So if you've missed any part of our 14-hour mega inspiring, you might want to just go back from time to time. They're all in 2-hour segments. And just listen in, and you don't have to necessarily look at it if you want to just listen while you're doing something else. I have notes myself, but I think I might need to go back and do a listen or two, because it's a lot of really great information. So with that being said, I want to bring on another fabulous person if she is ready. Are you ready, Dr. Felicia? She's smiling. I think she might be ready. We'll see if the smile means that she's ready. Here we are.
Hello.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Awesome. How are you?
I'm great. Happy International Women's Day.
Woohoo!
Sorry about the light. Yeah, I'm
I
trying.
know. It's fine. You're totally fine. So you're looking mighty nice today.
Why, thank you.
And give the people just a little bit of explanation of who you are. Introduce yourself.
Sure. My name is Felicia McGinty, and let's see, I am what can I tell you about myself? I'm a lifelong educator, spent a career working in higher education. I have held several different executive roles, served as Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs at 2 different Research One institutions. And my most recent role prior to transitioning out of higher education, I served as the Executive Vice Chancellor for Administration and Planning. And so I oversaw a very large flagship university with more than 50,000 students and a $1.6 billion budget. And I had responsibilities for all of, and that's my mother walking through the camera. Sorry about that. But anyway, I had responsibilities for all of the life outside the classroom and all the operational aspects of the university. So I come from a long background in higher education. Most recently, I have transitioned to working with a nonprofit and helping to advance women leaders in higher education. Having had a great career in higher education, I noticed that there were never enough women in positions of power and leadership. And so one of my personal missions has been to kick the door open for other women to be able to help to lead and inspire and move institutions and organizations forward. And so I've had an opportunity to do leadership development and work to, sorry about that, she just keeps walking, and work to prepare women to advance their careers and to be ready for those senior level roles. And it's been very rewarding work. And so you can either find me on a college campus, engaging with students, faculty, and staff, or you might find me in a community still doing the same type of work, engaging with members of the community to ensure that we're helping to uplift communities and to help folks achieve their full potential. And so that is the type of work that I'm most passionate about, and I'm excited to spend some time with you this evening.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So yeah, we're over here on the West Coast, you're on the East Coast, and I don't know, how's the weather there these days?
You know, today was wonderful. I live in New Jersey, and we've had rain, I'd say probably out of the last 7 days, rain 5 days. Today was sunny and it was warm. And so that was just exciting. It was so great to feel the sun on your face. And so it's all over tomorrow. So we're going to have a cold front coming in, and we're expecting rain for the next, 3 or 4 days. So, you got
all over tomorrow. All of what I just said is just canceled by tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was great.
I've been mentioning throughout the day related to various people that will be helping us for moving forward with the nonprofit for WOIII. So I'm happy to announce that Felicia will be helping us in one of those roles as well on the executive board. So thank you for all that you do and all that you've done to, just bring that sound foundational voice to what we do with really, really great vice chancellor principal kind of questions or whatever it is that you are. Yeah. So we need to make sure that we're doing, the best that we can for the organization. And so you really have a great input, a great way to give input for that, with your background and just who you are as a person. It has nothing to do with your positions per se. So thank you for that. And so today we've had a lot of different topics that we've tackled. And so I am not going to actually at this point, I might at the end, but at this point, I'm not going to really ask you a question. I just want to see what you say based on all of the women and young women that you've come across in all these universities. Like, what's one thing that would be really good for all young women to know? Like, and I don't know what area that would be based on what you've done, but what would be something that would be great to communicate?
I think what I find most often is a crisis of confidence, and it's so undeserved. And so, my advice to them is, to know that you are enough. And if there is a particular area where you feel like you need to deepen your understanding or your competencies, go for it. Take the time to learn it, to work on it, but don't allow a lack of confidence keep you from pursuing things that in your heart you really want. I think that there are so many people who are dream killers. A young person or any person has a goal, they have a dream, and they are vulnerable and they share it, and then right away they hear all the reasons why you can't do that or why it will be hard. And so I think because of that, women begin to question themselves and to say, well, I don't have all of these boxes checked off, therefore I can't apply for that job. And men don't see the world that way. They say, hey, I got a couple, or, what do I have to lose? And they put themselves out there and they'll apply, or, they'll go for it. And that crisis of confidence that I see often in women, that's what I really work hard to disabuse them of. If there's something that you really want to do, the only thing stopping you from doing it is you. So if you're really motivated and you want to do it, then remain committed to it, and then work on a strategy to be able to achieve that. So those are some of the things that I just think are important. I think we often limit ourselves. We put labels on ourselves that the world isn't necessarily putting there. We're embracing them. Or even if the world has, we are the captain of our own ship, and so we can decide for ourselves. So I just do everything I can to encourage women to pursue their goals. And I recognize that everybody has a different dream. And, your dream doesn't have to fit into this neat little box. Your dream is your dream. And so I just realized I didn't have my light on. And so I like to, really encourage folks to not put limits on themselves, but instead to work with a coach and other supporters and mentors to help develop a strategy and then pursue their goals.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Excellent. Excellent. So with all of what you just said, and with looking at self-confidence, is this something that you feel universities, or even the schools, all the different schools you go to before you go to university, is this something that should be taught more or broken down better? Or where is the line of drawing a line in the sand of, like, what's missing, I guess?
Yeah, I think it's multi-layered, because foundationally, everything that we do, it begins in the home, right? Our confidence comes from what our parents tell us as when we're children. And so it begins in the home, and it needs to be fed and nourished all along the way. If you kind of have a great sense of self and you're ready to tackle the world, and your parents have instilled that confidence in you, and then you get to, let's say, the third grade or the fourth grade, and your teacher tells you girls don't do math, or girls can't do that, then that's another breakdown that starts to chip away at that confidence. And if that continues through high school and then in college, you get another negative message. Those are the things that kind of play into how we see ourselves and contribute to how we can often limit ourselves. So it's layered. It's very multi-layered. But it starts in the home with parents. I'm one of 5 children. My mom had 5 kids. We're all different, and she loved us all. She told us all the same things. It's just that I heard it and I internalized it. My mother would always tell me, you could be anything you want to be. You can do anything. If you want to be a teacher, you can be a teacher. If you want to be an astronaut, you can be an astronaut. There was never a limiting of, well, you can't do that, or Black people don't do that, or girls don't do that. The door was always open. And so I had that positive reinforcement, and that really helped me to internalize those messages and to know that I'm responsible for me. And if I really want to do something, I can do that thing. And this is not just for school age and college age women. This is for all of us along the lifespan, because we get people who discourage us so much, or don't affirm our dreams. And sometimes when people don't get that affirmation, then they say, well, I can't do it. My belief is, I think affirmation is great, but I don't need somebody to tell me I'm great and to affirm me. because I know who I am. And so I have that inner confidence. And that's my wish for other women, that they would really tap into that, to know that about themselves. And I think when they know that about themselves, then that's half the battle. Life is hard enough. There'll be challenges, but if you're ready to face them head on and to not say, I'm not good enough, there's something wrong with me. Instead, you look at the problem, you analyze the problem, and you say, okay, what's my solution here? How, you pull in your advisors, the people who and respect, and you seek guidance. You don't quit. You continue to pursue your goal.
Yeah, and the word that I was thinking of when you were talking earlier, you used some other word, but the word that I got was embrace. You embrace who you are.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. So kind of brings on a different context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that there's so much of in the life of a woman, so many things you have to do, so many different responsibilities. And sometimes your real goals start to get put on the back burner because of these other responsibilities. And so I encourage folks, and I said, being ambitious is not a dirty word. Wanting more is a good thing, that, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. And so if you want more, if you want to advance, if you want these things, okay, great. Let's figure out the how of how you're going to do it, because it is possible, but it won't be easy. So it's just like, when I'm talking to prospective college students or currently enrolled college students, especially for freshmen, meet with a group of freshmen, and I'll tell them two things that I can tell you for sure about your college experience. One, it will be difficult. That's number one. It will be difficult. And number two, it will be worth it. So there's going to be some hassle along the way, but the hassle is worth the tassel. So you stick with it, you persist. You get a bad grade on an exam, you go study harder and you get ready, and you do better on the next one. You get bad news at work. You flub up on a project, you say mea culpa, you figure out what you could do different next time, and then you get a plan so it doesn't happen again. But embracing that, and being resilient, I think is that's the key to actually achieving your goals.
So there were a few things that you said. I was trying to write down a couple things. So this is really good. So rather than look at that, I think, like I said, we have where we're doing some things with the new orientation packet, and so some of this would be good for something like that. Just some things that we can get to Misty on some things that you've said and some things that the other ladies have said. It's just really been some really great information. So when we think about the time frame, I guess that you're in right now, I don't know, some people have said that they're in their fourth career and they're this career, the second career, whatever. Do you feel that this is a shift in career, or is it that you're doing something that's similar to what you were doing before?
It is a shift, because the work that I'm doing now is higher ed adjacent. So it is a shift. And so, and that was jarring for me initially, because, to spend 30 years in one industry and to be there, not because you have to be, but because you love it. And then to kind of step back and take stock and say, what's my next step? And so I am learning about reinventing myself. And I am learning, and it's scary, It is, and it's different. But the one thing that is the anchor for me, is that I know I can do anything. Like I really um, don't think that there's anything that I can't do. There are things that I don't like to do, things that I would prefer not to do. But I can do anything. I have the capacity to learn. I'm 57 and I'm still, I'm a lifelong learner. So I'm open to that. I'm, you know, always looking for more professional development opportunities. I'm always, trying to grow and better myself. And so now I'm at this space in life where it's like, oh, okay. I've been coaching and mentoring people for years, and I've been coaching people and doing all that stuff. So yeah, I should probably go get the certification. And you know, it's yeah, I should do that. I like learning, and so I'm going for it. I'm starting something, starting that process, because I think that it's doing the work is important, but also I think having the credential is important as well. So I've decided to pursue that as well. So I'm speaking to myself as well, just to say, we can keep learning, we can keep evolving, we can try new things, and we're not painted into a corner. We can, we can shift.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I definitely don't think that it's that, as far as the painting into a corner. So yeah, I agree with
Mhm.
you. Part of it has to do, as you know, with just the mindset that we go into it with.
Yes.
Will
Yes.
determine what we're going to get out. Um,
Absolutely.
so yeah, that's really key. That's really good. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for
You're
being on
welcome.
this day.
Welcome.
And I have where I think we have like a few more. Let's see, this is session 5, segment 5. And so we have more ladies for segment 6 and segment 7. I think that ends it, of which that's around, might be around 7:30 or so, depending on, who shows up, because some people are having some issues. It's the end of the day here too, not as late as there,
Yeah.
but
No,
the
I
end
get
of
it.
the day. So there's a lot of traffic
Yeah.
here. So
Mhm.
I've
Understood.
already gotten a couple messages from people talking about they may have to shift their time. But even with that, we had a really, really great response. And it's been really great to reconnect with some of the people that I hadn't seen in a while. And Deborah was one. I saw you were backstage when she
Yeah.
was on, and
Yeah. That was nice.
last year.
That was nice. I got to see her again, and I
Mhm.
hadn't met
And
Anne, who's her first time, but I was really appreciating what she was saying as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think she'll be more involved and more engaged. And there's a few people
Great.
that are saying that they really want to too as well. So yeah, so it's been a really good day so far. Really good.
Good. Good. Well, you look great. Love the glasses.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm. Love the glasses. All right.
These doggone glasses. Well, it's been great. Thank you. And we'll be
My
in touch related to the next board meeting and all of that. And there's some information that Linda said that she needed related to some address stuff. So I'll send an email. I need to get through all of this. And so then I'll send the email to you all so we can get things
Yeah.
rolling.
Okay. And then let me know when you're ready to start transitioning some of that, and then I'll be sending out some of the stuff for you, presumably, or whatever my interim role is. So we'll talk
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Happy
you.
International Women's Day.
Yay. So that was Felicia. So she has been a member of our, friend family for a long time. My husband knew her in college. And so it's really great to have her on. So we have where there are a few more people that are supposed to be joining us for the end of the day today for the next couple hours. And I'll see if I can find them, track them down so that we can start our next segment. And we'll do some more of that after one of these commercials. Let's see. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Crystal Richardson. I'm so extremely happy to be with you still on the Mega Inspiree. We have a number of speakers that will still be joining us yet this evening. And one thing I want to talk about is, let me lean over here and not poke myself in the face. Let's see. Okay, here we go. The Business and Leadership Board that is led by Dr. Lotus, and she is from the East Coast. Really excited to have her helping us to grow as Women of Impact and Innovation International. We also have the Health and Wellness Board. We have a number of ambassadors that are working with that. There was another one that we met today, Crystal Slater, as well as Carmel Jean-Francois and a few others. Mindset and mental health. Let's see, and go this way. Am I doing well? Trying to get my finger to go across there. Mindset and mental health. There are a number of people for that. And then where's the other one? Okay, health and wellness, mindset and mental health. So Maris works in that area as well as Larissa Harrington. And so we have a number of people that have expressed interest based on what it is that they do related to that particular impact committee. And then let's try this one more time. Okay, I think I'm getting a little good at this. Okay, so publishing, media, and marketing. That would be Linda Sunshine West has a publishing company, as well as we just had Heidi Hare on, who has 5 magazines that she's over, and she helps people start their own magazines. And again, there's a number of people that do that type of thing related to publishing, media, and marketing. And then outreach and mentorship. That was something that Felicia said that she really loved. And there are a few other people that mention that area too. So if you are interested in any of these areas, we really want you to consider getting involved. We'll be doing some more posting related to, how you can get involved now that we're doing the nonprofit. But I just want you to just kind of think about, what areas you would align with. And so that was part of what we asked each of the speakers, and then you as well. If you want to type something in the comments, in some of the earlier sessions, there were people that were typing in the comments a few things related to what they were involved with or felt that they aligned with as well. Earlier, we had on Dr. Sharon Anderson, and she's an attorney. And so she is in relation to justice, civility, and solidarity. Her recent book that is doing very well. She said it was mentioned on ESPN earlier today when she was on. She mentioned it was mentioned. I don't know what day it was mentioned, but that's pretty cool, huh? And so it's called Emotional Civility. And then the next one is technology and innovation, and that is the area that I'm responsible for. And anyone who is interested in anything related to AI, software, technology, biotech, all of the different technical type areas, would love to have some conversations with you and see what we can do together to really raise up the next generation, as we talk about the next generation of powerful professional women leaders in those specific areas. And so last but not least is wealth and investments. And we have Nancy Alert, as well as Ava Scott will be helping to lead that. Ava said that she would do that for us. So it basically is like a once a month commitment kind of thing, where we just need to do some strategies related to who we are as women, but then what is it that we can also do for an outreach and from an outreach perspective. So when we look at outreach, that could be here, yes, in the United States. It doesn't always have to be overseas. So outreach is something that's very, very important to us. And so when we look at our vision and our mission statement and various things that we've written up in the past years, it's very important for us to understand that we're not going to live forever. And I know everyone knows that, but it is where we want to do our part to provide a good foundation so that younger women can follow that and have where they can basically go in our footsteps and then go their own way in their own path. Because it's not just about doing exactly what it is that we do. It's about forging their own way and us just being able to give them some breadcrumbs, so to speak, to follow, to help. So I really appreciate all of the women who have helped in those various areas, because without them, then there is no organization. And so I really have had a really great time today. It's not over. We're just waiting for some of our other speakers to come on, because we do still have a number of them that will be on for the next couple of hours. But I'm just saying my thank yous to everyone. There's such kind words that a number of you all have given related to us continuing on with all of what we can do to make a difference in the world. And so we started out this morning with Robin from Australia, Misvan from Kenya, and we had a number of other women on. Let me see who else was on that was international. I can't remember at the moment, but ladies, it's time for us to roll up our sleeves and be doers and be activators. I think that was something that Maris said too. It's time for us to activate. And some other people have been speaking some of those same kinds of words. And so as we move forward, you will see more communications coming out. You'll see more happening on the Facebook group. And you can also, share information. It's not where you can necessarily sell in there as of yet, because we have to have a board meeting with the new women that I mentioned, so that they can help make decisions as to how we're going to finish up the structure. And then also decisions on, we've already talked about, who the 2 signatories will be on the bank accounts. And then for anything that's going to be happening beyond that, we will all make those decisions together as a board. And so you'll be seeing more that comes out on that. But like I said, there's been a lot of movement already with all of the individuals who have talked about what they have done and want to do let me scoot over, for us to move forward with some of these areas. And so now it's just time to finalize some of the documentation for it. So I've been playing the commercial from Misty, and she is one of the ones that will be helping us with that. And so that, again, is something that I really appreciate as well. She basically has everything that she needs for the welcome kit, that welcome packet, and just needs a few more things now based on the new board structure. So ladies, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And when we get back, we're going to be talking a little bit about some of the things that are going on in the news currently, and how we can have as women that we help to address that based on what we're doing in this organization. Now, I'm not saying that we're political, and this is not related to anything from a political perspective. I'm just talking about how we can implement innovation and implement some of what we want to do from a teaching perspective, and helping the young women to be business owners and have where they have online courses and things like that. So we talked earlier about the number of women that own their own businesses. We talked about that earlier, and I want to just kind of go into that a little bit more as we are pausing to wait for a few more of our speakers. Okay, so I'll play this and then we will be right back.
My name is Mbewe. I'm from Lusaka, Zambia. I'm the founder of WOIII Group of companies that deals with meat supply and meat processing. I did my banking and finance course at the University of Lusaka, and currently I'm a forex trader. My course deals with inflation, and I would love to be mentored in the field of business management. I'm so excited and glad to be part of the finalists of Next Gen Innovators with Dr. Christel. My name is Israel Mbewe. I'm from Lusaka, Zambia. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Patricia Amamwa, a basic school teacher with a degree in basic education. Also, the co-director of Great House Hatch, an incubator where we search and nurture talent. My course is on mentorship, and I'd love to receive mentoring in the areas of career and relationship guidance. This, I believe, will go a long way to help me in discharging my duties as a manager of talents at Great House Hatch. I'm so honored to be a finalist as part of the monetization incubator, Next Gen Innovators, with Dr. Christel Richardson. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Patricia, and I'm from Lusaka, Zambia, currently studying at the University of Lusaka, and I am in my 4th year going into my 2nd semester. I am currently doing a poetry art course called Within the Mind, and I would like mentorship on poetry itself, as well as some of the law courses that I'm doing, which is insurance and pensions law, as well as company law. I am honored to be part of the finalists of the monetization incubator Next Gen Innovators with Dr. Christel Richardson. Thank you.
My name is Natasha Munjiloid from Lusaka, Zambia, and I'm the Managing Director of Monster Urban Cleaning and Maintenance Limited. I recently completed my degree in Economics and Finance at the University of Lusaka here in Zambia. My topic is on digital marketing. I am an entrepreneur and I own several other businesses. I would like to be mentored on entrepreneurial skills as well as career guidance skills. I am honored to be a finalist as part of the monetization incubator Next Gen Innovators with Dr. Christel Richardson. Thank you.
Greetings, my name is Genius Mapalo Mukuka, and I'm originally from Lusaka, Zambia, but reside in Milton Keynes, United Kingdom. I'm passionate about improving the welfare of young women and empowering youth for personal and national development. Therefore, amongst other things, I volunteer at an NGO called Educating Girls and Young Women for Development as their Policy and Research Officer. My course is titled The Essential Guide for Mentoring Young People, and I would be honored to receive mentorship on how to successfully run an NGO and upscale a business. I am honored to be part of the finalists for the monetization incubator with Dr. Christel Richardson. Thank you.
Well, greetings, everyone. Those were some of our students with Next Gen Innovators. We are now going to go to our 6th segment. We're making our way down the pike here. We have segment 1 was first 2 hours, segment 2, segment 3, segment 4, segment 5, and we are now going to segment 6. So thank you for being with us today. Just hop right back on. I'm just going to go off, sign off, and sign right back in for our next to the last segment. We are on the home stretch, and we have a number of women that will be joining us for this. So it was really great being with you yet again. And I will see you in just a few minutes.